What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. It's another preview. It's the Manchester derby in the FA Cup final 2.0 in 2 consecutive seasons. So before I do crack on with this preview, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Now less than 200 subscribers away from my aim of 35,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be brilliant. Also, don't forget social media links. You can find them in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Do get your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by BetMate. No special pot running for this game, unfortunately. You have got other pots you can go and check out. There's a pot for the Champions League final that's live. You've also got bet builders including from this game as well that you can go and check out. So if you do want to go and check out BetMate, links and details there in the description. Remember, it's a free app to download. Link is in the description. It's available to anybody who's in the United Kingdom only, and it's available to anybody who is aged 18 years old or over. If you use code JSGC10 on sign up, you'll get £10 in free bets, and you can use them free bets to join whichever pot you do want to go and check out. So finally, do remember, if you are going to gamble, do gamble responsibly, and when the fun stops. On to the match information for this game. Final game of the season, or the domestic season anyway, in England. It's Manchester City's final game of the season. We're heading to Wembley Stadium in the FA Cup for the FA Cup final on Saturday, 25th of May 2024, with a 3 PM BST kickoff time. Nice traditional time. Final Saturday of the domestic season, 3 PM kickoff. Thumbs up from me. We can get the semi-finals to a neutral venue as well. I'll be very happy with that. This game being broadcast live on ITV1 if you're wanting to watch in the United Kingdom. Anybody heading down to Wembley for this game, do enjoy yourselves and do have a cracking time, and hopefully Manchester City can make it a cup double. So on to our opponents. Manchester United, formed in 1878, led by manager Erik Ten Hag. May well be his last game in charge at Manchester United. I certainly hope not. But they finished 8th in the Premier League, so not currently in Europe for next season. They need to win this game to qualify for the Europa League. So there is some meaning on the Premier League table from this game. Newcastle finished 7th. They're currently not in Europe because they don't know what's happening in this game. If Manchester United win, they go into the Europa League. Newcastle don't qualify for Europe, and Chelsea drop into the Europa Conference League. If Manchester City win the FA Cup, Manchester United will not be in Europe next season. Newcastle finishing in 7th qualify for the Europa Conference League, and Chelsea finishing in 6th, they'll be qualifying for the Europa League. So Chelsea and Newcastle will be cheering on Manchester City in this game as well. Now Manchester United, they've won their last 2 games against Newcastle at home, winning 3-2, and in their last game away from home against Brighton and Hove Albion, winning 2-0 away from home. Before that, pretty inconsistent. They'd lost their last 2 games before then, couple of wins. So Manchester United have been very hit and miss, and that's me being pretty generous on Manchester United this season. Now, their route to the final, they beat Wigan away 2-0 in the 3rd round. They beat Newport County away 4-2 in the 4th round. Nottingham Forest away 1-0 in the 5th round. They beat Liverpool in the quarter-finals by 4-3 at Old Trafford before drawing 3-3 with Coventry in the semi-final and winning 4-2 on penalties. And it's safe to say that Manchester United, I think anyway, got very lucky when it came to qualifying for the FA Cup final, because I thought that Coventry goal late on was a legit goal that, in my opinion, should have stood. And hopefully through going forward, if VAR is still in operation for next season in England and in the Premier League and in the FA Cup, then hopefully they'll put better technology in place to prove are things offside or not, because to me, to the naked eye, trying to be as unbiased as I can, to me it looked onside, and I thought Coventry got robbed. Here we are, though. So, in terms of dangers, Hojlund, Fernandes, Garnacho, they're the threats for Manchester United in attack. Fernandes scored from the penalty spot in last season's final as well. The only goal that Manchester City conceded in the FA Cup last season. So, Manchester City, Don't be conceding penalties. Try and isolate that attack. Try and limit their space and time on the ball, and try and grow our way into the game and treat this like we would any other professional top-class game. And that is to turn up, to ensure that we're moving the ball quickly, that we're showing intensity, that we're pressing, that we're moving the ball really well. Our distribution's very good. We're creating opportunities, and we're being clinical in front of goal. Not asking for much. So in terms of injury news for Manchester United, they've got quite a lot of players who are starting to return back from injury, including seeing Lindelof and Martial potentially both returning to the squad for this game. However, there are some absentees. Luke Shaw, who I think is going to get dropped from the England squad because I don't think he's going to be able to prove his fitness in time for the European Championships. Harry Maguire currently out, but isn't too far away. Mason Mount also out, and Malacia as well missing for Manchester United. So I suspect they're going to go back to their 4-3-3 formation, which will be Onana starting in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez and Dalot as their four in defence. Going in midfield with Mainoo, Casemiro and Diallo, with Fernandes going on one side, Garnacho going on the other, and Hojlund starting up top. Now, Manchester City, we formed in 1894, led by manager Pep Guardiola, fresh from winning the Premier League. We've had a couple of days off after winning the Premier League, so Manchester United are probably just a little bit better prepared and a little bit sharper than what City will be. However, Manchester City, we've had a good few days off. We've had a few days of training, rest and recovery, so I don't think that'll be too much of a problem in this game. And on a big Wembley pitch, it is difficult to get your flow of the game in the best of circumstances, which normally makes games very close affairs. And I reckon this is probably going to be the same, just like it was last season, with a single goal separating either side. But Manchester City can take a lot of confidence away from winning the Premier League and also their form as well, winning 29 of our last 35 games in all competitions, unbeaten in 35 games in all competitions as well, winning our last game in the Premier League 3-1 at home to West Ham to win the Premier League, and because of that now we've ended up making it to the FA Cup final through that unbeaten run, going through Huddersfield Town at home in the third round, winning 5-0, Tottenham away, winning 1-0 in the fourth round, Luton Town away, winning 6-2 in the fifth, in the quarterfinals beating Newcastle at home by 2-0, and beating Chelsea somehow at Wembley by 1-0. How Chelsea didn't score, I do not know. Here we are. I feel like if both Coventry had got their way with the offside and Chelsea were clinical in front of goal, could be looking at a Chelsea-Coventry final. Instead, what we're looking at here is back-to-back Manchester Derby FA Cup finals after never having a Manchester Derby FA Cup final until last season. Two come along in consecutive years, and speaking of consecutive years, we won last season 2-1 against Manchester United at Wembley in the FA Cup final, and if we beat Manchester United again here, then Manchester City, they become back-to-back FA Cup champions for the first time ever, after making history last week and being the first side in the Premier League and also in top division history in England and becoming the first side to win the trophy 4 times in a row. Could we go ahead here and do something we've not done in our own history, which is do back-to-back FA Cups as well? Now, Manchester City have near enough everybody available for selection. Ederson, though, however, is out of this game. We do have dangers all over the place, so I'm going to pop up my team prediction now, and it'll be Ortega starting in goal in what may well be his last ever game for Manchester City. I'm going with Kyle Walker, Akanji, Dias and Gvardiol starting as our central defenders. I'm going with Rodri, Kovacic and De Bruyne in midfield for City, Bernardo Silva right wing, Phil Foden left wing and Haaland starting up top. I suspect we may go more towards a back three, which would be Walker, Dias and Akanji going on that left hand side. A little bit more freedom given to Gvardiol on that left hand side will allow one of De Bruyne, Bernardo or Foden to invert and centralise themselves and maybe play just behind the striker Erling Haaland, maybe even as the striker, with Erling Haaland dropping a little bit deeper to try and find a bit of space. So lots of dangers there. Creativity from De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Erling Haaland. This is what Manchester United's midfield and defence has to try and contain in this game, and I do think that first goal is absolutely crucial in this match. Now, in terms of my score prediction, I'm going 2-0 Manchester City, Phil Foden to continue his good form and scoring in the first half, and Man City wrap it up towards the end of the game and putting an outsider out there and going with Mateo Kovacic to grab the second goal to kill this game off in the second second half. Now, in terms of my betting tips, I'm going Phil Foden to score or assist any times. I'm also reckon a bit of a feisty affair, so I reckon Bruno Fernandes to be carded any time as well. Does have a habit of that when things aren't going Manchester United or his way. And I'm going for over 50 plus booking points from this game as well. So, next up, as it is the last domestic game of the season, it will be pre-season in July for both sides. And on a last note, I will have a live watch-along link out later on this afternoon for you to go and set your reminders for. I will be live 2 hours before kickoff at 1 PM BST with another live watch-along extravaganza for you guys to enjoy. So, more history on the line. Let's end the season with Derby bragging rights again. Let's go and parade on Sunday, and let's go and parade the Premier League trophy and the FA Cup trophy as well. What a way to end the season, costing Manchester United European football for next season as well. It is the cherry on top of what has been a very successful cake for Manchester City. So there we go. That has been the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, do leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this match. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. It is free. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by BetMate. Links and details, they are in the description. And I wanted to say a huge thank you to BetMate for sponsoring all my previews for the 2023-2024 season. Do go and show them some love. Go and check them out. Go and download their app. Link is in the description. It is free, and use code JSGC10 and get £10 in free bets on sign up. And finally, do go and check out my email in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you tomorrow for the live watch along extravaganza of Manchester City v Manchester United in the FA Cup final for the second consecutive season. I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.